Welcome back to this YouTube channel. So I'm happy to have you on board. While doing my own research about finances, I've decided to do a video about the financial mistakes to avoid for us to achieve that financial freedom. So what exactly is the importance of avoiding these financial mistakes? Number one, it saves you a lot of stress. It saves you from a lot of anxiety and uncertainty. It saves you from debt. You'll not have debt left, right, center, borrowing unnecessary money because you have your own safety net. And then it will also save you from lost opportunities. Lost opportunities is a great deal. Like, for example, you find an opportunity that you'd like to venture in and you don't have the capital. You don't have the amount required for you to invest. So that is among the greatest reasons why we should avoid these financial mistakes. It reduces financial stability. It ensures financial stability, whereby you'll have a safety net for you to achieve your long-term goals. And on this channel, we'll be focusing more on the long-term goals. Everything we do is for the long term, for the long run. We do not expect to start investing today and we start earning tomorrow. So we do not want to think in terms of days or months. We want to think in terms of years, in terms of decades, And then, so we want to ensure there is wealth growth. You can keep money and invest that money, and that is how you can grow your wealth. Then it gives you freedom. For you to, when you have money, you can pursue your goals, you can pursue your passions, you can go for your hobbies, you can pay for, the things you always wished you had, but you never had them. So that is among the reasons why we should avoid the financial mistakes that I'll be jumping right in right now. So the first financial mistake I need us to avoid this year is living beyond your means. Living beyond your means. This is a great deal. Stop trying to prove yourself to people. Buying that car that you do not need, buying an item you do not want, you just have a spending on things you do not even need. You have debt, you're ignoring debt, you're piling up debt, you're literally surviving on debt, unnecessary debt. So that is one thing that I want us to avoid, living beyond our means. And we can do that by creating a budget and sticking to the budget. What do you want? Differentiate what do you want and what you need. We will be prioritizing needs over wants. We begin the year and we have these these resolutions that you want to stick with throughout the year, and we begin on a high note, then the trajectory starts going down. So that is one thing we need to avoid. Differentiate. What are your wants? What are your needs? Do you want it? Do you need it? Is it necessary? And I think it's different for everyone. It depends on you. Why would you buy a clothes that you never wear? Why? Why would you stack up a whole wardrobe of clothes that you never wear, that you only wore once? So such like things, I think let's prioritize quality over quantity, And then the second financial mistake I want us to avoid this year is not having an emergency fund. There is no way when you're hit with an emergency, let's say your car breaks down, you're going to debt for you to fix such an emergency. It's just not realistic. What if you get laid off tomorrow? You see? Like, what if you get laid off tomorrow? What if you get laid off tomorrow? What will you do? So we need to have an emergency fund. Not having an emergency fund should be a crime. And where do we keep this emergency fund? Let us keep an emergency fund in a place where it is easily accessible in case you need it. Maybe in a few minutes or hours time you can access it. I'd recommend a money market fund, which is the interest rate is quite low at the moment, but it is easily accessible, and instead of saving You have invested that money, and even if the interest accrued is small, but at least it is accruing interest than letting your money sit idle. So that is where we'll be keeping our emergency fund. One of the places we'll be keeping an emergency fund is the money market fund. Then the third financial mistake I want us to avoid is not investing early enough. Not investing early enough. And the early enough that you need to begin was yesterday. But it's okay if you did not begin yesterday. Today, now that you know it, begin today. And the advantages of investing early is now the compound interest works in your favor. And I know you'll come telling me, oh, we do not have money, we do not have jobs. Start small with what you have. The difference will be seen later on. Start with what you have. Start small with what you have. And then be consistent. I promise you, once you test money, this passive income, even if it is 1 shilling, 10 shillings, 100 shillings, it is a very huge difference from someone who is not earning anything. The fourth financial mistake that I want us to avoid is ignoring debt. Now, I had a friend of mine. She took a loan in a SACCO, and she was to pay off the loan in 7 years. So recently she was telling me, oh, I'm about to clear my loan and I've finished paying off the interest. Now I'll be working on the loan. And earlier on I had advised her to clear off the loan. There's no need for you to have money in your SACCO. You have shares in your SACCO, but you have a loan. So you're paying off interest on this loan, a higher interest. Okay, let me put it in simple terms. You have a loan and you have savings, but you do not want to use the savings to clear off the loan. You still want to pay off a high interest. Let's say the interest on the loan is 18%. The interest that the SACCO is earning is 10%. Is it realistic for you to take a loan of 18% and you have money saved somewhere accruing an interest of 10%? You see, that is like filling a bucket with a hole. A bucket with a hole. You're trying to fill water, but then the water is leaking. It doesn't make sense. So what makes sense is pay off that debt first. Use what you have as maybe your emergency fund, not emergency fund. Use what you have saved to pay off the interest debt, and then begin on a clean slate, such that whatever you're earning as interest is more. You do not have to pay interest on loans. Instead, your interest is paying you. Okay, then the last financial mistake I want us to avoid is not diversifying income. We need to have multiple streams of income. Again, all you have to do is begin from where you are with what you have. Begin that side hustle. Start investing. Build those passive income. Go into these different. Nowadays, we have so many streams of income, that passive income that we can venture into. So many ones, so many. And we'll be looking at them as time goes by. So stay tuned in this channel. Like, comment, subscribe as we take care of our finances. Guys, I cannot stress that enough. Let's take care of our finances. Let's not live in debt. So that's it for today. I do not want to make this video long. So that's it for today. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned in this channel.